And it's a shame that they start you off with that cool level in Iceland, and then they sort of drop you off back into these dank corridors from the first game. The color palette is greatly improved in this sequel. However, this opening area is there's a little bit to be desired. Things will pick up as we get further outside.
Affirmative, Hawthorne. Let's go.
There's one of our new allies for this game.
Sir, we've got a breach one sector over from the moon pool. Who do we have over there? X-ray squad.
Here's another sentinel. Our team of sentinels is all infected people.
Warner, what's your 20?
Closing in now, sir.
Hostile units have breached auxiliary pump room. Repeat. Hostile units have breached auxiliary pump room.
There we go. I need that flashlight. The capture's a lot brighter than what I'm seeing on my TV. And here are back more mechanical enemies. Like in the 2 years since the Chimera have really mechanized, and you see it a lot in the PSP game Retribution, where they have to change their not necessarily breeding habits, but the way that they collect people has to be changed, because there's no longer the carriers, the large floating tentacle-armed things that would pick up comatose infectees. The destruction of those is essentially the plot of the PSP game, which I believe takes place mostly in France, but I could be incorrect. It's been a long time since I played that game. Oh, got our trusty Far Eye, if I can find it. Yeah, okay, there we go. Let's see if I can eat less bullets to the face in this game as compared to the first one. And the Far Eye is still one of the best alternate fires in the game, being able to slow down time. Like I said, I start eating bullets as soon as I start slowing down time. I mean, that's the one of the secondary benefits of the Bullseye. You can create like a little mine, but I've never really found much use for it. I'm not saying it's not useful, it's just me personally, I have not found much of a chance to use it properly. I think the mechanical enemies do add more variety to the overall enemy count in this game, because the first game is just hybrid after hybrid after hybrid that you fight. And to some extent that is also in this game, but it is somewhat mitigated by the inclusion of mechanical enemies. This regenerates some health right here. Still hear a guy wandering around. Oh. That's some bad physics there. Bad glass physics. Oh, getting caught in the environment. Still got some enemies in here. Just enough Far Eye ammo. Oh. Of course, you have to do the first one. Gotta follow the proper order. Ordo. Well, I guess because it was because of the cutscene trigger, they want to render it from two sides. That's one of our cool new enemies. This game has way more boss fights than the original, which is always a good thing. I think every major level has a boss, and they really add variety to the game. And finally, we got some added color to the environments. Finally.
No, negative. We lost the moon pool. Chimera sent in a Kraken.
Oh, yeah, it's automatic.
Back order to all lower levels. Head to the med clinic in Sector E and extract Dr. Malakoff. We're abandoning the station. Attention, an evacuation order has been issued to all remaining personnel. Repeat, all personnel evacuate immediately.
Unleash that Kraken.
Point November. Sir, we've just lost another Saber. Echo 5, give me a sit rep.
Capelli here, topside. We got a major problem. Coastal batteries are down and ground teams are scattered all to the east.
Give me numbers, Corporal.
And this Hale has much more of a personality in this game.
We need support now or they're gonna roll right over us.
He's actually interacting with people talking to him on the radio rather than
Air from Surfa 5, Corporal. We're on our own.
just his lines, or rather than people just talking about him and referring to him as like, oh, we see some guy, he must be the survivor, he's the only one left. That was like early in the Resistance 1. Just remembered the attack there before. Okay, maybe this is what I was thinking of. Yeah, but by the end of the game, we'll be getting tired of seeing these guys. They are not a great addition. I believe they took away the co-op for this game. That would have been a much better way to deal with those guys. Yeah, they overwhelm you really fast if you're not 100% prepared. I was anticipating them coming out a little bit earlier from that pipe. But I believe the checkpoints are much better in this game. Yeah, at least for now. Okay, here we go. And this way, if I engage them up here, it'll be easier to run and hide, regenerate some health. It is super annoying. Yeah, so Resistance 2 is a bit of a one step forward, two steps back kind of game. It is still a fantastic game. I think it's one of the best games for PS3. Or one of the best PS3 exclusives. That's one of my favorite first-person shooters, but it does have some significant flaws that can be pretty annoying. Like there was one-hit kill enemies. There's enemies coming up that are invisible, which everyone loves invisible enemies.
Hale, I'm going to use the security feed to guide you through. Now stay low and do exactly as I say. Go left. Move, now.
And then they included stealth sections.
Wait for my mark. You're clear. Move to the left.
They really wanted to, I guess, up the set piece level.
Turn right. There's a grate just ahead. Press them against this side. That should keep you hidden from the drone.
And those big shielded drones, they're another weakness. Because their shield, they end up taking way too many hits. You can empty like your entire both your guns into them in the later levels and just take the shield down. It's pretty frustrating at times.
Go left. See that doorway? That's where you're going. Move straight ahead and up those stairs. Nice work, Lieutenant. Malakoff should be in the laboratory near C block. I'm severing
There we
the
go.
link, so I'll be out of radio contact. See you topside.
And here's our first like real good look at those one-hit kill enemies. Yeah, so they touch you and you're dead. That is one of the key flaws of this game. It is barred off areas like sort of like arbitrarily. Like rather than just make a bridge here and avoiding water entirely, they let you fall into the water and have to deal with that one-hit kill enemy. Oh. Gotta remember to regenerate some health. Yeah, it is pretty handy, that little mine you can make there with the bullseye. That's not good. The sprint's a little finicky. You may not be able to hear it or not, but I'm clicking in while moving, and I'm still just moving very slow. One last enemy. And just want to make sure that Fury isn't anywhere near me when I jump in that water, because they're an instant kill. Yup. That was close. I actually thought for a second he got me. You can empty all of your guns into them, and they will still not die. Definitely a bit of a weakness for this game. Nope. Right on stamina there.
Hold your fire.
I'm here to get you out.
Don't shoot me, Doc.
Spasibo.
Don't shoot me, Doc.
We'll have to cross through the detention wing. Otsuka, we must hurry.
First look at a Resistance prison. We'll be getting a much bigger look at Resistance 3. I should probably use my grenades more. Malakoff, please. Don't push me out of cover. You're immortal, I'm not. Oh, here's another new enemy type. You never really get his weapon. There we go. If you see me crouching sometimes, it's probably because I'm trying to throw a grenade. Because in Resistance 1, grenade was a circle button, and now in Resistance 2 is a crouch. There he is. Oh. I am playing on New Game Plus, if that has any bearing. I don't believe it does for this game. I believe you get all the weapons available to you from each playthrough. But I could be mistaken about that. Some nice air fuel grenades. There's another Ravager up top. Creating this own mine. I was trying to tag the Ravager, but it ended up hitting the railing in front of him. Oh, gotta regenerate. Yes, there's the Fury floating around in the water. He's just there to make sure that if you fall in the water by accident during this fight, that you just die and have to restart. Their place in the game is a little annoying. Switch to some hedgehogs. Oh, yeah, I was trying to throw a grenade and I ended up crouching. Malikov, stop pushing me out of cover.
Research wing is just through this door. Hurry, Lieutenant.
There we go. Into the research wing.
Nathan, do you see the weapon down there? That is a Serper MP-47 pulse cannon. It is our only defense against the Kraken.
Oh, there it is. Get more ammo for the bullseye, so we're gonna...
Wait there. The access panel to that door is up here.
And there's a lot more scripted triggers. It's a much more big budget game. Oh, here we go. Our first true encounter with the...
There are Furies in the water.
Yep, there you go again. The Furies are there just to prevent you from leaving this platform. First, the Kraken, its scream can damage you, so you have to hide from it. There we go.
Nathan, the elevator to the surface is up here.
Yeah, now I have to cross the water again, as long without this Fury catching up to me. Follow our good friend Dr. Malikov. Here later we discover some connection to the Cloven, who were mentioned in the first game. But they never really give an answer. Like, they mention that he had some experiments with them, but they never really tell you what those were. It's still pretty frustrating. And even with the like that angel-like creature from the first mission, they said, like, can you hear them calling? They're beautiful. And what are they talking about? The Chimera? Some other force?
Gotta move, Doctor.
Oh, this is cool.
Hail to command. Malachite
Switch out,
fire
okay.
topside. Where's my team?
Okay. Just don't freak out now.
Hawthorne and Warner are trying to secure the anti-aircraft battery, but
I love this imagery. Because like in the past 2 years, the Chimera have unearthed and created these huge battleships, and San Francisco is like the initial incursion point where they're taking over the United States now. They really upped the ante. Insomniac did a great job with this game. A really good story setting. 'Cause we have to find a way now to repel these invaders.
Command, the battery's taking too much damage. I have to reset the guidance system.
how long until she can lock on?
6 minutes. Maybe less if you can keep these hostiles off me.
I'm sending another squad to your location. Hale, get to that battery now.
Hawthorne, I need suppressive fire. How much longer? As long as it takes.
We got some Far Eye action now. The aiming is much better in this game as well. It's much easier to actually hit your target.
Negative. Focus all remaining batteries on the tail section of that ship.
Just don't get wiped out by the hedgehog grenade.
Anytime, Sarge. Working on it. Work faster. We got incoming.
Yeah, and so in the 2 years we're no longer Sergeant Hale, we're Lieutenant Hale. We've got promoted. That was a bad shot, but it seemed to do the trick. Yeah, the enemy doesn't bum rush you as much anymore. It still will bum rush you, but Usually it's a scripted event. In the previous game, in the final areas especially, the enemies were merciless, just bum rushing you left and right. Whoa. Hello. That was a glitch. Somehow I ended up on the ceiling. I've never encountered that before. That was interesting.